Alright, yeah, and welcome back to round 2 of the Magic Subscriber Tournament. We are going with our Burning Madness deck against blue-black zombies. So, without further ado, I shall invite my opponent and we shall get into the game. I'll see you there. Okay, we're in. We're on the draw. Can I do better than this hand? It does have a discard outlet. We do have Lightning Axe, but we have a lot of tap lands. That's kind of the problem. I think we can go with this since we're on the draw. Let's keep it. Our opponent is the Ovipositor with their blue-black zombies list. So they lead off with an island. Good start. Good start. There's no Crypt Breakers or the like. Okay, we have an Averson's Judgment. I'm going to lead off with this Cinder Barons since it's tapped. Next turn's probably a Dragon Skull Summit, unless we find another basic land. Take inventory, okay. So taking their turn to fill up their hand for some useful cards. Asylum Visitor. Interesting. If I went with the Asylum Visitor, I can't guarantee I can Lightning Axe and Arms of the Vein next turn. But I can guarantee I could potentially get in for 3 damage if there's no removal. No risk, no reward. Let's do it. Let's go for 3 damage. I imagine he's got some removal for it though. So we'll see. Does he? If he doesn't at least have a blocker anyway, then he's going to take 3 damage. Okay. He's got a Jace. This bodes well for us. Means we're going to be able to get him for our 3 damage. Potentially. Ooh, we hit a mountain. It's actually really good, is that? So we could Lightning Axe to get the 3 extra damage in, get rid of his Jace, and Arms of the Vein for 6 damage this turn. That seems like a fantastic idea to me. So we'll Lightning Axe, discard Arms of the Vein. And we're getting 6 damage in. We have 4 more in our hand, guaranteed. Averson's Judgment can get something. Who knows what that'll get. Because we could Madness it away later on in the game, perhaps. I don't imagine blue-black zombies is running counter spells. I don't think it has the space for it, really. Unless you're going for a more control-y based stuff, and I honestly don't know. Call the Bloodline is nice. That means that we can officially start discarding our cards for 1/1 tokens. I think we'll get him for 3 damage first. And see if we get hit without... Nope. Alright, so if we call the Bloodline, we can't get a decent amount off Averson's Judgment, but it sets us up for the future. Whereas Skyreach Sanitarium, leaving that up. I think Call the Bloodline's a good idea. It's future proofing, and who knows what will actually hit. But yeah, we can't Averson's Judgment with the Call the Bloodline at the moment, because it will be X will be 0. But our opponent not having removal... Oh, never mind. Our opponent has removal. So he's going to Imprison in the Moon our Asylum Visitor. We get an Averson's Judgment. So if we discarded Averson's Judgment for 1, then we pay 1, we can get Averson's Judgment for 3. So that's 2 for 3, 6 damage there. That's 10 damage with the Firecraft plus our tokens. bodes well, I think. Let's try that out. I think our opponent needs his other black mana. That's the impression I'm getting. So we're going to discard with colourless, not that it particularly matters. Avacyn's Judgment. Ping him for 3. And get a token. Lightning Axe does the same as the Call the Bloodline, really. Bedlam Reveler, I imagine, is all of our mana? It is. Okay. Upside of the Lightning Axe is it's an extra instant in our graveyard. So let's get him down to 7. So we've got 3 in there at the moment, which means that's costing 5. It costs 3 next turn if we have Avacyn's Judgment and Lightning Axe. If we have an option to Lightning Axe anyway. If not, I think I'll just discard it with the Call the Bloodline. Oh, our opponent. Yeah, he's definitely mana screwed. I can just tell at the moment. Avacyn's Judgment. Ping him for 3 again. This time our tokens are going to get in for 2 damage. He's down to 4. If he has no way of gaining any life, we win. If he does, then he's got some extra turns. And let's see. Firecraft. Sweet. That's game 1 down. Fantastic. Alright, we're off to a good start. I'll see you in match number 2, which will hopefully be our last. Alright, see you there, guys. Okay, we're in. We're on the play. This seems like a pretty superly good hand. Could do with an extra red mana, but can't complain with that. Yep, let's go with it. Cinder Barons to start off and pass the turn. I was just speaking to our opponent between matches. He had a handful of double black cards, which is why he ended up losing the game. He would just keep on drawing their islands. So we got lucky, and our opponent did not. So we'll go Swamp into Thermo Alchemist. And let's see if our opponent can deal with that. Next turn we can play Swamp into Call the Bloodline. We won't be able to discard anything just yet though, because we can't pay the madness cost if we do that. But we'll get there. Wharf Infiltrator. I have no idea what this does. Skulk. Whenever Wharf Infiltrator deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. When you discard a creature card, you may pay 2. If you do, put a 3/2. Oh dear. That's quite the thing. Fortunately for us, Thermo Alchemist can block that. So that's just what it'll do. And then we can obviously tap it on his end step. So we can stop the loot. Hopefully, opponent gets screwed over again on mana. And he doesn't. Alright, so he's got his double black. There goes the Grasp of Darkness. We are going to pause, tap and get in our 1 damage. See if he attacks in. He does. I'm actually going to sack a Swamp and kill that guy. I don't want him looting into better cards. And we'll gain 1 life. Sweet. I also don't want those 3/2 Eldrazi's coming out, which are very much a thing. Okay, we get another Languish. We didn't need any more black mana anyway, so I don't feel too bad about losing the mana, despite the fact that we can't play a land this turn. We just need to see red mana from this point on, and we're good to go. Prized Amalgam. Okay. That'll be tapping him out, so we'll just Fiery Temper now. Get ourselves a 1/1 to block. And 3 damage to his face. If he wants to swing in with the Amalgam, he has to put a blocker in the place of the Vampire Knight. We have Murder. Ooh. Alright. Okay. Problem is, this is zombies. So you gotta imagine that anything I remove is just gonna come back later. We'll take the 3. No reason not to at this point. Not that I'm aware of anyway. We'll find out the hard way if that was wrong. Any kind of land means that we can hit languishes as well, so we can wipe his entire board away if he manages to build it up. One thing I made the mistake of doing in the last round was pulling the trigger on that a little too soon. But we do have 2, so we can do something with that. Let's get in with our Vampire Knight. I imagine he might burn this away. Or, sorry, remove it. Probably not. Okay. Well, on his end step, we get to Arms of the Vein. Drain him for 3, which will undo the attack from the Prized Amalgam. Essentially. Now we are screwed on mana. Just a little bit as well, because I need to hit that red source. Okay. I'm just going to take it. And then on his end step... Kalatas. Oh, no, Kalatas is getting removed. Gone. Will not have that on my battlefield, no sir. Gaia Reach Sanitarium. It's actually pretty good. Means that even if he finds some sort of way of getting rid of our Call the Bloodline, we have a way of discarding. And actually, that's better card advantage than putting creatures out, I think. Because we get to draw what we discard. Or should I say, we get the advantage from the discard and the draw. Okay. He's going to end his turn. You see, it does allow him to loot as well, unfortunately. And we hit our mana so that we can play our languishes at any point. He discarded a Haunted Dead, which, for those who don't know, means he can discard 2 cards to return it, and it'll get him a 2/2 and a 1/1 Spirit. So, not necessarily the best thing in the world. We're going to get him for our 1 damage. Is he going to remove it now? I think he might be feeling the sting of burn here just a bit. Alright, he wants to trade his 1/1 off. I think I'm fine with that. Do we want to drop our land? Or do I want to hunt for a new one? We're not discarding for any advantage with our current hand. And I don't want to throw a Languish away just on these 2 that can easily come back. Because the Haunted Dead, if it comes back and the Prized Amalgam's in the graveyard, it will return to the battlefield. So even a board wipe, he could literally just pull them back on next turn, but it would cost him both cards in his hand. I'm thinking maybe the Sanitarium to try and find a red source. But I don't think I need to do that on my turn, so I'll just pass the turn over and see what we get. Might be just a case of throwing away the Lightning Axe from the Sanitarium. I think everything else is very useful to us. And we can't hard cast it just yet, so... Crypt Breaker. Alright, we're gonna loot. We get another Lightning Axe. Alright, we'll discard 1 then. He's keeping that 1 card in hand, so I think he does have the plan of the Haunted Dead. Ah, no red mana. We're going to have to Sanitarium again, look for that red mana. Bedlam Reveler. Drop the other lightning axe. Yeah, we're getting mana screwed ourselves this game. A burn deck without red mana isn't much of a burn deck at all. Fortunately for us, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Oh, he is ramping with his Drownyard Temple. Yeah, red mana. Fortunately for us, sorry, it's 5 less on the Bedlam Reveler, so it's going to cost 3, but we still need to see that red source coming through. I could discard to make the Bedlam Reveler even cheaper. I think I'll throw the Defiance. Arms of the Vein keeps us alive. Languishing now means that on his end step, he discards his hand. He gets these 2 back and a excuse me, and a spirit token. I think I want a Sanitarium again. Still searching for that red source. Another Sanitarium. Well, we can discard the Sanitarium to the Call the Bloodline to get another zombie token in. I'm going to swing in for this one, see if he wants to trade his Crypt Breaker. Very unlikely. Oh, yeah. Okay. And then we can call the Bloodline. Discard, get another zombie. Another vampire token. And block a zombie if we want to. Not feeling very well. Discard the Sanitarium. No, I think we're just going to let this go. Jace might be bouncing one of our tokens. No, he's just going to draw. That makes this Haunted Dead even more of a problem. Because he's going to be able to maintain the 2 cards in hand required. God damn it. Wow. Right. Sanitarium again. Come on, red sauce. There we go. Fantastic. Right. Might as well drop the Bedlam Reveler because we're going to discard it to the other one anyway at some point. For now, though, we're going to get in for 2. Should have probably held on to that mountain, actually. Get in for 2. He's discarding to make a 2/2 zombie. Okay. It's fine with me. We go up to 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we firecraft the Amalgam, does he have a way of getting anything back? Not immediately, no. And it would mean we wouldn't have to pull the trigger on the Languish just yet. Kind of really. This is a little tough situation because if we play the Reveler, we've lost our Languishes, and our Languishes are a great way for us to stay in the game. The odds of him pulling out enough damage to kill us is a bit bad, so I'm going to have to throw that at his Amalgam. I really hate that. But I think that's just what we're going to have to do. Take inventory. If we draw into burn next turn, then obviously that was a massive misplay. Especially if you can't kill us. Another take inventory. Okay. Right, I think our night tokens are just going to have to hang back to block. It's up at 7 now. It's 8 for the ultimate on the Jace. I think it's just not drawing that red mana for so long has slowed us down to a crawl. Which is obviously where Burn doesn't want to be. So we're taking 4 here, we're down to 5. Compelling Deterrence. Gonna make us discard a card. Reveler or Languish? Languish. Bloody vampire token. Oh, now the red sauce is flooding. If we play red, Reveler, we've got 4 mana up. We're almost entirely dead to everything. Yeah, I don't think I played this game as good as I possibly could. Right, I think if we pull the trigger on the Languish, he end steps, discards 2 cards, gets Haunted Dead back with a token and the Prized Amalgam. That's 6 damage on the board. We're dead. So I have to Reveler right here. I think that's the only way. We leave 1 red mana open for anything we might draw into. Actually, I'll also discard the Languish since it's going anyway and get a token. That keeps us alive. And a Thermal Alchemist. Ooh. That's not bad. We've got plenty of blockers, but I'm sure he has plenty of removal. We don't play that many creatures. So he's going to discard to get a zombie. Discarding a Prized Amalgam. So now if he manages to get recur his creatures, we're doubly dead. We can win next turn if we draw Burn. And I think we have a redraw from the Sanitarium as well, since we have 3 red mana and 1 in our hand. We can potentially pull this out at the last minute. If our opponent wants to bounce our Reveler, that can help us potentially as well. It could also potentially kill us. Oh, what could he have? Let's have a look at his graveyard. So yeah, he's played Compelling Deterrence only once this round. Grasp twice, so that's unlikely. He's plussing his Jace, so he's scrying and drawing. Our Alchemist can do 2 damage, and our Exquisite Firecraft can do 4 next turn, so he has to gain life or kill our Alchemist. He's passing the turn. We hit an Asylum Visitor, so let's ping him for 1. You. Down 4. I think we might have it. Ping for the last damage. Has he got last minute life gain? He's killing himself, I think. Oh no, he's not. He's discarding from under the floorboards to gain a bit of life. Oh, damn it. Gaining 5 life. Oh dear. We're just dead, aren't we? Play a mountain. Loot. Don't know if we can find anything. We find a fiery temper. Fiery temper won't do it, I don't think. He can ultimate his Jace next turn. We got him down to 1 technically with the Thermo Alchemist. And we can't survive the turn. Because we block with 4, saying we get the bloodline. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. We take 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then 9, 8 with the Vampire Knight. So yeah, he's got us. He has got us. Let us swing in. If he doesn't block any of them, then he loses. But let's be honest, that's gonna happen. Alright, let's get rid of his zombie tokens, because they ain't coming back. Yeah. Oh, very close. Very close. So yeah, we should have pointed that exquisite firecraft earlier at his face. First spell cast each turn gets countered. We're just gonna discard our Asylum Visitor. Put him out of his misery so he knows what we've got. And he's got a murder. Tap our Alchemist. We got him down to 1 again. Ah, oh, damn it. GG, opponent. Alright. It's down to the final game. I'll see you guys there. Okay, we're in for the final game. I am not taking that hand. It is doing nothing for us. Oh, damn it. No. Can't do it. That hand is pretty sweet. I'll take this. So we have 2 Arms of the Veins to discard to Lightning Axe. We have a Thermal Alchemist to make the most of all of the spells we shall be casting. If it will stay alive, that is the question. We get Bedlam Reveler when we inevitably empty our hand. So we're doing alright. Opponent leads off with the Black Mana, so he's not getting screwed. Definitely not. There's the Wharf Infiltrator. That leads me to believe I should Thermal Alchemist to block it. Don't want him looting. We get another Black Sauce. I do wish that was red though, because I don't want a repeat of the last game. Yeah, the last game, if any of our Black Sauces were an extra red, the game would have probably been over a lot sooner, but... And then there was obviously a bit of a misplay as well on my part, which may or may not have cost me the game. Alright, so he's Grasp of Darkness, that Thermal Alchemist away, which means he's going to be able to loot here. Okay. Draws, and what does he discard? Maybe an Amalgam or something like that. Another Sanitarium. Okay. I think our opponent is wise enough to not use his own Sanitarium. But you never know. You never know. Alright, we'll pass the turn over. Do I want to pull the trigger on this Lightning Axe on his Wharf Infiltrator? I think I do. So we get to discard anyway, so Arms of the Vein. We've got the same issue yet again. Drawing all the black sources and not enough of the red. Drain him for 3, get rid of his infiltrator. That time he could pay the amount to get a 3-2 as well, so got to bear that in mind. And a Kalitas. Now I'm regretting pulling the trigger on that lightning axe. And we get another Reveler, which is more screwage for us. Alright, I'm just going to pass the turn. Don't think there's any reason to use the arms right now. Get more advantage out of discarding it if we can find a way. Be at 5 next turn. And we've discarded 2. Yeah, we're nowhere near the Bedlam Revelers. Still do want to see that red mana though. Oh my god. Pass the turn. Our opponent gets in another attack with their Kalitas. I'm seeing a very, very distant chance of us winning this game at this rate. I just don't see how we can do it. And that's a very bleak thing to say right at the very beginning of the game. Oh, another double red card that we can't cast. Pass the turn. He's going to loop for us. Alright. Let's discard our Arms of the Vein. Yeah, I'm not sure about that for our opponent as a good decision. I suppose he's that far ahead that he might as well make sure that he is, but kind of helped us get a draw deeper in that case. Plus he's gaining 3 life per turn, and we can do a lot of burn, but only if we're allowed to do whatever we want. And as it stands, we can get a Reality Smasher down. If he wants to remove it, he's going to have to discard an extra card. So that's something, I guess. Nope, murder. He gets a 2-2 zombie. And he gets to discard a card. Imprisoning the Moon. Alright, he's hitting us for 5. This game's over. It is over. No red mana. Really doesn't happen very often, but it had to happen during the tournament, didn't it? Oh no. Down to 11. Oh, there it is. There it is. 4 damage to a creature, 3 to our opponent. So 4 damage to that, 3 to our opponent. If he can... Yeah, he's just going to discard to his... not discard, sacrifice. We get rid of a 2-2. So there's that. But what is that going to do for us? Nothing at all. So he's got a 5-6. So we need some hard casted removal for the Kalitas now. Otherwise, we're likely dead in probably 2 turns. 3 turns if his board state doesn't change, but how's that going to likely happen? Oh, maybe it will. Chandra. Chandra does absolutely bugger all for us, doesn't it? Sweet F.A. We could Bedlam Reveler, hope to hit removal next turn. And that maybe gets us back in the game, but we're so far behind. So far. Chandra probably hits removal, gets him exiled, and we are literally dead next turn. But then again, the same applies for the Bedlam Reveler. If it even so much as dies, he gets an extra zombie. And if he does it on our turn, we've lost. Because we can't leave any red mana open for the Twin Bolt to take care of it. So I think the only option is a Sanitarium right here. We can't even leave double red open. Fiery Temper. We might as well discard it, I suppose. From under the floorboards, gets him a crap ton of zombies. We are dead. Dead, dead, dead. And he probably taps out for this, so he can't sack the one that we twin bolt, but it's not going to make a difference anyway, because he's getting 3. So, Fiery Temper. At his face. Absolutely dominated that round. It's a really gutting end to a close matchup. Let's just throw Bedlam Reveler away, I suppose. Doesn't matter. We're dead. GG, opponent. GG. Tournament is not going well for me. But it happens. Yeah, it happens. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this week's matchup. So be sure to check out the video that will be on Monday for all the results for everyone else's matches, as well as the matchups if you are involved in the tournament. If you like the episode, then be sure to leave a like. If you've loved the episode, then be sure to subscribe for more tournament action if you haven't already. And if you're not quite sure, stay for the end card, see the rest of the content I've got to offer. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.